Hello guys, I'm back. It's been 2 weeks since my last official video. By this point, I have posted a reaction video about Meet Kevin and Graham Stephan, about how irresponsible they have made in their last videos. But this video, I want to try to go over everything that I've missed in the last 2 weeks of producing content for you guys, and then how to take all that info that has come out of the last 2 weeks and how to use that to best move yourself into a position that you can make money going forward. If you guys like my videos, again, make sure to like, subscribe. I have a Patreon if you guys want to support the channel that I can pay some researchers. That way it doesn't take 2 weeks to make a video. That should only take in a couple of days. Real quick, just to get you guys caught up, at the end of this video, I'm gonna make sure to go to all strategies and everything, all the data and good stuff. But for those people that aren't really into the news, I'm gonna play a couple clip for you guys really quick. That way that you're up to the same pace that everyone else is that have been keeping up on everything. So quickly, I wanna start off at the very top and start with Donald Trump. And so Donald Trump said something very controversial recently, and the reactions were quite fun. So play the clip.
When somebody's the president of the United States, the authority is total. And that's the way it's got to be.
Total. Your authority is total.
It's total. It's total.
Your authority
And the
is
governors
total.
know that.
So if a
The governors know that. Now you have a couple of bands of excuse me. You have a couple.
Could you rescind that order?
You have a couple of bands of Democrat governors, but they will agree to it. They will agree to it. But the authority of the President of the United States having to do with the subject we're talking about is total.
You said when someone is President of the United States, their authority is total. That is not true. Who
Okay,
told
you know
that?
what we're going to do? We're going to write up papers on this. It's not going to be necessary because the governors need us one way or the other, because ultimately it comes with the federal government. That being said, we're getting along very well with the governors, and I feel very certain that there won't be a problem. Yeah, please, go ahead.
Has any governor agreed that you have the authority to decide when their state
I haven't
opens
asked
back up?
anybody because
But
I
no one
don't.
has-
You know why?
no one
Because
has-
I don't have to. Go ahead, please.
But who told you the president has the total authority?
Enough.
So based on this clip of him being like basically a dictator and saying that, you know, I have full power, even though don't worry about the 10th Amendment, which the 10th Amendment says that he does not have full power, and make sure to go check out the 10th Amendment on your own time because I'm not going to go through it right now. But yeah, so he's basically saying like, I'm going to tell you when to open up. You're not going to say when you're going to open up. But then the governors had a very interesting response to that. So in Texas, where I live, Governor Abbott said the following.
On Monday, April the 27th, we will announce additional ways to open Texas. In these next 10 days, we will prepare a phased-in strategy to open Texas in a safe way.
So Governor Abbott, he's basically saying that he's ready to go. He's ready to rock. He's way behind Mr. Trump, and he wants to open the state up immediately if he could, but he's going to wait until April 30th when basically the mandate, the decree is done, and starting May 1st, Texas is open. Yay! And then what we're going to start doing is rolling out phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, of basically bringing businesses back online, essential businesses and stuff like that. He's stating that there's over 500,000 jobs that are just waiting to be filled, and not everyone's going to get the same jobs they had before as when they started this whole crisis, but there's going to be a lot of new opportunities for people that haven't even looked into other jobs that are being created because of this crisis. So if you hate your boss and you know you want to find a new job, this might be a good opportunity for you to make a shift. But then you get the lieutenant governor and Dan Patrick.
I'm going to do everything I can to live. But, you know, if you said, are you willing to take a chance? You know, and if I get sick, I'll go and try to get better. But if I don't, I don't. And I'm not trying to think in any kind of morbid way, Tucker. But I'm just saying that we got a choice here. And we're going to be in a total collapse, recession, depression, collapse in our society. If this goes on another several months, there won't be any jobs to come back to for many people.
Yeah, that guy. And so he went on Tucker Carlson like a month ago or something like that, and he was basically saying that he would rather die, and he's pretty sure that most other senior citizens would rather die than close the entire economy because they sacrificed their life so that their kids and their grandkids can have a better future. And so now he just announced on Tucker Carlson just now, whenever all this got announced, is he's saying how now he's vindicated. He was right. Like, we should reopen, and then old people should die. Like, for the sake of the young people, old people should die. We should start business again. Here's a clip of him saying that.
sorry to say that I was right on this. And I'm thankful that we are now, Tucker, finally beginning to open up Texas and other states because it's been long overdue. You know, they told us, Tucker, to follow the science. Well, what science? I mean, at the end of January, Dr. Fauci, who I have great respect for, said this wasn't a big issue. 3 weeks later, we were going to lose 2 million people. Another few weeks later, it was 100,000 to 200,000. Now it's under 60,000. And we've had the wrong numbers, the wrong science. And I don't blame them, but let's face reality of where we are. In Texas, we have 29 million people. We've lost 495, and every life is valuable. But 500 people out of 29 million, and we're locked down, and we're crushing the average worker. We're crushing small business. We're crushing the markets. We're crushing this country. And what I said when I was with you that night, there are more important things than living, and that's saving this country for my children and my grandchildren, and saving this country for all of us. And I don't want to die. Nobody wants to die. But man, we got to take some risk and get back in the game and get this country back up and running.
So that's Texas. But Dallas is a little different. Texas in itself is a very, very red state. And then Dallas and Austin, and then kind of Houston and San Antonio. But Dallas is a very, very blue city in a red sea. And so Eric Johnson was like, cool, I appreciate that, dictator Trump and Governor Abbott, I see you, but no, I'm in charge of my city. You can't tell me what to do. I'm not opening up on May 1st. I'm going to extend it 2 more weeks past that, and then we'll see. I have a health advisor, Dr. Philip Huang, and he's saying that we need to see a consistent 14-day lull, actual decline of the rate in which we're seeing this coronavirus spread. Once we see that, then we will talk about reopening. So as of right now, it is mid-May. To Philip's advice would be at the end of May, starting up in June 1st. So that's where we're at right now. And Dallas is saying we're going to play it really safe. But now the people of Dallas heard that, and they had this to say.
Protesters Tuesday morning gathered in downtown Dallas calling for businesses to reopen.
So that's where I live. This is Dallas. There are people like that here, and without masks, they decided to gather in a large group and decided to chant about how they feel like the government is taking over their life. And the irony of that is because of them coming together in a big rally, coming out and chanting in a big group with no masks on, they have now contributed to the spread of it, which is going to prolong the ability for us to reopen. Interesting how that worked out. It's survival of the fittest, and sometimes you're surrounded by people that aren't as fit as you. So that's where Dallas is in the state of today. But they've also released just 3 days ago at this point, that there's going to be new restrictions, new rules placed on the people of Dallas, and also real estate agents and real estate investors and Airbnb hosts. And so if you want to have a full breakdown of what those things are, make sure to go to my buddy Sean Rakajich's channel. I'm not going to be like his mouthpiece. I'm not going to go over stuff because I'm sure that if you're watching my channel, you're probably watching his channel. And if you watched my last video, you're probably watching Graham Stephan and you're watching Meet Kevin just because it's all in the same thing. If you're going to be watching those videos from those other channels, please check out Bigger Pockets as well. So Dallas is basically saying these are restrictions you need to be doing if you're doing short-term housing investing. Based on that, it looks like we're going to be, as short-term housing investors, Airbnb investors, we're going to be hurting for another month. It doesn't look like we're going to be opening up anytime soon. And it's not official yet, but they're also saying that it's potential that we're not going to be doing any kind of sporting events or concerts or anything that requires a big group of people congregating in one area. We're not going to be doing that until at least 2021. With that being said, should you invest in Dallas right now? It looks like this is a tumultuous market and we don't know where it's going to happen. Plus, at the same time, there's impending doom. It's the end of the world. This is going to be the biggest recession that we've ever seen, says everyone on YouTube. And anybody that wants your attention is going to tell you that this is the time that you're going to have to hoard all your money and be ready for the biggest economic collapse of all time. Dun, dun, dun. Let's talk about the numbers though. Let's talk about like actual factual data, because I want to give you a rational approach to what's going on. I'm not going to try to take your attention and get you to be all evangelized and then join me on the resistance and together we're going to make money and we're going to get through it together. I don't know what's going to go on. And the key thing is that no one else does either. No one does. There's indicators and there's options and there's probabilities, but we don't know what's going to happen. But we do know what happened before this. Up until today, Dallas has always been a linear market. And so if you don't know what a linear versus cyclical market is, a linear market basically grows over time at a very slow pace, and then if it falls, then it falls at a very slow pace. It's a very safe market to invest in. A cyclical market, say for instance a lot of part of the West Coast, it will drop dramatically. A $700,000 house in a matter of 6 months will drop to like $300,000. Whoa! I just invested my entire life savings and now I'm broke. Oh my God, I bought 5 houses and I work at McDonald's. That's not healthy. And when you go into a market like that, you have to make sure, Mario, you have to make sure that you invest at the lowest possible peak. You got to make sure you're investing at that 350 threshold. And then when you get up to that 700, 800 threshold, you better sell your house. That's how you do it in that market. You have to do it that way in that market or you're an idiot. Because when you sell at that high peak and you have the cash, and then you know for a fact because it went so damn high, you have all this extra cash on reserves, then the thing's gonna drop, and then you have all this cash, so you start buying everything back up at $300,000, $350,000 over in the California market. That is what timing the market is all about, and you have to know about it. You have to watch the indicators. You have to be super smart and get killer deals, or else you'll get burned. If you're buying investment deals right now in California, I don't know who your advisor is, and hopefully, I love you, Meet Kevin, and also Graham, but watch that last video I posted. Hopefully you guys aren't taking their advice on when and when not to buy real estate in California. But I don't know, I digress. I'm not saying they're trying to get you to buy, but they also have a monetary reason to convince you to buy in that area. Whatever. Point is, we're never doing collabs. Damn it. Anyways, it doesn't matter. In the Dallas area, if you buy 10 years ago to now, the market has gone up $100,000. Now that might sound like a lot. $10,000 a year in appreciation is seemingly a lot of money. It was around like $130,000, $140,000 or so in like 2009, 2010. And then now it's like $230,000, $240,000. And so, man, if I would have bought a house, $100,000 would have been gained in equity. I would have made $100,000. Oh, that would have been wonderful. But you have to also consider that there is appreciation in the market. And so that appreciation was like a 5%, whatever. But there was also inflation. And so the inflation was around 1.8, let's just say for instance 2%. If the inflation was 2%, and then you did over 5%, so you're really only making about 3 to 3.3% in your appreciation. And so your property, if you were making flat, nothing, and you weren't losing any money, not a single dollar per month, that means from 10 years, you just did an ROI on the years divided, you did the ROI of 3% per year, 3.3% or so. If you made if it was just completely balanced. But plus you had the equity gain in your property because of debt pay down, but let's not get into that. So does that sound as sexy though? No, it doesn't sound that sexy, but you still made money. And then when things collapsed, did you see that huge swing from 700,000 to 300,000? No. 2012, 2011, when things went to shit, prices were the same. Well, not the same. They dropped, but not significantly. And then they quickly recovered. And so in one of the biggest real estate crashes that we saw, it really didn't affect the people that invested in Dallas that much, if you look at the numbers. So then I ask you right now, should you invest in Dallas? Well, is it still a linear market? Yeah, it is. Do I see it still going up from where it is right now? Yeah, sure. Do I think we're entering a situation that we're all going to be screwed? Potentially. We don't know that for a fact, but potentially a lot of indicators say that we could be for at least the next 6 months, maybe 3 months, maybe a year. But I'll tell you what, if I were to invest in anything right now, I would say hard assets would be a good investment. And if I were to invest in hard assets, I would say that more wealth has been created by homes than anything else. Being a real estate investor has been pretty, it's not a new thing. It's not like you're trying to be a .com bubble boomer. It's not like you're trying to, you know, get into a brand new stock, cryptocurrency. You're not trying to do Amazon shipping BS or anything like that. I'm not saying that's not bad. I'm just saying this is real estate investing. Real estate investing has been a tried and true version of creating wealth through the history of mankind. So if you're going to invest in real estate, why wouldn't you invest in Dallas? Dallas seems to be one of the safest markets to invest in. Check out the numbers by yourself. I'm just a YouTube guy, and do I get profit whenever you watch this video and then you're like, yo, Sean, I watched your video and now I want to invest in Dallas because you made this video and I really liked what you said. I did my own data and now I realize you're right, I want to invest in Dallas. Do I make money when you do that? Yeah, I do. So take my word for it. Sure, to a certain point, you should do your own research. But should you invest now? It just depends. It depends on you. It depends on your goals. I personally am waiting for another month or two just to see what happens because I have what's called a very low risk tolerance. I'm one of those people that took 3 to 5 years, I can't remember exactly, I had someone buy it for me. It took 3 to 5 years to buy a PlayStation 3 because I wasn't sure how low it would get. It came out at like $1,200 and I waited until it got to like $300. I'm what's called a late adopter in the corporate sales space. With that being said, with me being super low risk, I still am looking to buy in June, July, August. And so don't do what I do, listen to what I do, learn from what I do, and then hopefully with my lessons that I teach, you can take them, make your own decisions for yourself, and hopefully we can make you money. Last thing I want to say is that if you're out right now and you're struggling, you're doing your best to try to stay afloat in all this, and you have bought a house or you're trying rental arbitrage, or whatever it happens to be, I know times are tough right now. I know it's hard to watch the videos that are supposed to inspire you and get you all jazzed up about what's about to happen. But the truth is that no one really knows what's about to happen. You have to take this time, this hard time, to become harder. You have to become the hero of your story. You got to stop looking to other people for advice. You got to stop looking for other people to tell you what to do. You need to be the person. And if you're not up for that, then maybe this isn't the business for you. You're always finding out who you are in tough times. And if you aren't the one, it's okay. Waiting for things to get easy again. Everyone can make money in an easy economy. That's fine. Save your money right now. Save your money, invest in, I don't know, whatever, gold, Tesla, like I like to invest in. I'm up a lot right now in Tesla. Do something safe. Don't do something new. I'm sorry, that's not very inspirational, but if you are not ready to become the better version of you, then don't even try. If you're willing to take the journey and you're willing to learn and you're willing to be the best version of you, then let's do this. Let's jump in, let's make money, and let's figure out the battle ahead, because we're all going to get bruised. But we're going to come out on the other side much, much, much stronger, and hopefully richer. But we're not sure. All right, guys, good luck out there. Hopefully in 3 months you're not beating my ass because you're like, you taught me to invest. I'm like, I didn't know the world was going to end and we're all eating tuna out of cans and spam is like the new currency. I hope that's not the case. But if it is, it doesn't matter because the internet won't exist anyways. All right, guys, make sure to like and subscribe. See ya. See you in the comments. Oh yeah, if you like my content, just put $5 towards my Patreon. Like, it's just $5 and it will allow me to pay someone full time to do research. It took me 2 weeks to do this because I just honestly just don't feel like doing it because I make money in real estate investing. I've been really busy this week. Been a lot of deals that are coming up on the market and I'm trying to help everybody. But I would like to give you more content. It's just, it takes a lot of time to do it. So if you guys want to support, do that. All right, thanks guys.